what some of the most common challenges that you see impact-driven go-getters facing in this new world of work?
Well, that's a really big question. There's lots, but I've talked working with my clients, and what I see, again, these are people who are very hardworking. They're hustling hard. They're impact driven, like you said. They want to make that difference with their lives and at work and through what they do. So a lot of times it shows up in at least two ways. So I'm just going to focus on these two, and one is at work. So at work, a lot of times we can hear people say, my work should just speak for itself. Why do I need to advocate, share, and tell people who work with me every day, by the way, they literally sit next to me. They should be knowing what I'm doing. Why do I need to go and write that extra email to say, oh, I've reached this achievement, or it sounds just so cringy and embarrassing. And frankly, it drains my energy to do. And so there's a lot of this. Like, I don't know if you can relate, but I bet you somewhere, someone can totally relate to that. Why do I need to advocate for myself? Why do I need to promote myself? And so I want to take that back for this specific case, because there could be many reasons, but one of the things I would challenge you to think is, what does that say about your belief? So when we feel embarrassment, when we feel it's tiring and potentially it's daunting, these emotions are telling us something. And it could possibly be telling you a belief that you have about standing out, about promoting yourself, about being different. And if that's the case, at least for myself, I can share my personal story, would be a lot more about my definition of humility. Growing up, being humble does not mean you go and talk about yourself. That's what I've been taught. In a collectivist society, it's not about the individual, it's not about me, it's about the good of all. And that's perfectly valid. But today, is it serving you? Is this belief serving you? Do you have a choice to opt into that when it's necessary and choose to adopt a different belief when it's no longer working for you? Are you in control of that? And I think there's a lot of these underlying beliefs that we must ask ourselves. So at work, that's how it surfaces a lot. What you may feel is, I don't want to talk about myself. That's not for me. This is so draining. I mean, like, these are for the salespeople who love to talk but have no substance. Sorry, this is not offensive to anyone. But potentially that might be something that could pop into your mind. Let's be honest and real here. So if you have those thoughts, then I wonder, where is that coming from? What does it say about you? So that's number one, a common challenge at work. And then a common challenge about building our thought leadership. Now, I define thought leadership in today's day and age, as you said, the new world, a lot of digital technologies out there that can help us showcase our expertise and our thoughts and opinions. So we see it on social media, but you can still have, the more traditional ways. We go and be on press, and we can speak at conferences. There's in real life stuff, but all of these things are creating content of your thought leadership. You're demonstrating your expertise and showcasing that. And I find that because with the clients I work with, a lot of them are much more digitally savvy, and they like to leverage social media and other tools and platforms. They come to me and they're overwhelmed. They could be maybe a CEO or a founder of a company, and they're like, I know I need to get myself out there. Or I'm a senior leader at the company. I know I need to step up my LinkedIn and start posting, but it's super overwhelming. And I just can't do it. It's just overwhelming, or where to begin. Or my post is just not perfect. It's just not perfect. It's just, I would never let this happen. Like, there's grammatical errors. I can't handle this. I just can't. So I'm never going to press post. I'm just never going to do it because it's just too much. So my challenge for you would be this: being overwhelmed is a type of fear. Perfectionism is an excuse to procrastinate due to our fear. And so I would kind of think of that as underlying all this, we might be experiencing fear. And if that is true for you, why? Where is it coming from? And why is this surfacing in this way? And again, to the question of, what are you leaving on the table if you don't overcome this? And if we don't see it from a different perspective? So In the thought leadership space, a lot of times we don't show up potentially because we're fearful of something. And again, what is that? So the common challenges, the symptoms would look like perfectionism. I'm not ready. It's not good enough. Who am I to be doing this, to show up this way? And why aren't people recognizing my work for the great thing that is already is? Why do I need to go out of the way for this? And so there's a lot of those symptoms. And if those symptoms, if that's you, if you feel that, take a look deep inside. Where is it coming from? And I think that's a really great start. And if you even have the courage to do that, that's amazing. You'd be completely blown away by how this is a first and important step to building a personal brand. And it's absolutely worth investing in.
Wow, I feel like I've been coached just in that question and answer. And so if people want to find out more about this area, as I'm sure I will after this call, how can they get in touch with you? Can they do a clarity call with you or just check out your website? I know you have some free coaching on your website as well.
So check out my website, Coach, and I'll let you share it with everyone. Check it out. Depending on what we have freebies on guides to getting the right coach for you, how to get started on personal branding. Follow me on LinkedIn. There's lots of content there, and I'm always available for a clarity call or just a direct messaging. Just find me and we'll chat.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thanks so much, Stephany.